Alright guys, welcome back. Restart here again, and we're going to do a short series of PSAs, some public service announcements about some things in Arena that maybe you didn't know, or maybe you did know, but they don't explain really well, so now you'll have all the information you need. The first one, knockbacks and pulls. Now there's a couple things. The first thing is the extra damage from knockback. I've been getting a lot of questions about, and we wanted to clarify exactly what gets extra damage. So first off, let's move Butcher off to the side for now, and let's get our trusty friend Crank on the screen. Now if Crank just uses his 2 Aether ability and just knocks somebody back, he does his 2 damage and knockback. Nothing else happens. But if Crank pins them against the wall first, and then uses his 2 Aether ability, so now he's right here using his knockback, he does his 2 damage, that's normal to the ability, but now the opponent is supposed to move but can't move. He's blocked by an obstruction or an immovable character. In that case, he takes an extra 2 damage. Now that means he's taking 4 damage right now from just that 2 Aether ability from Crank, really slamming it home. The ship also counts as impassable, so if, for example, you had this situation going on, this is one of the ideal situations. You knock back Corporal, he can't move, so he takes your 2 plus an additional 2, he takes 4, and the ship will take 1 whenever you knock anything into it. It takes 1 damage, and it does count as impassable there. Now, what about if I had Crank and just 2 characters next to each other? It does continue the knockback, so if Crank went to push Corporal, Corporal would knock into Luna, and Luna would move as well. Now, since they hit a character but they could still move, they only take 1 damage. In this case, you've got Luna taking 1 and Corporal taking 3 because they collided but they could still move. They both get moved, and he takes that additional 2, no problem. Now, if you have them against the wall already, this is a sweet spot. You deal your 2 original to Corporal. He tries to collide against Luna, who tries to collide against the wall. Nobody can move, so they each take an additional 2 damage. So Corporal's going to be taking 4, and Luna's going to be taking 2 damage. And that is terrific for your board position. The best case would be if you had lined them all up against the wall. Let's put in just another enemy character here, like this. Now, well, the best case might be knocking some people off the edge, but barring that, you knock into Baron. Baron knocks into Corporal, Corporal knocks into Luna, Luna knocks into the ship. Nobody can move. The ship takes 1 damage because the ship was hit with a character. Luna was supposed to move but couldn't, so takes 2. Corporal was supposed to move but couldn't, so takes 2. And Baron was supposed to move but couldn't, so takes 2 plus the additional 2. So you deal 4 damage, 2 damage, 2 damage, and 1 to the ship for a total of 9 damage with that 1 attack. So those are the situations you really want to watch out for. Now the other thing with pushes is, let's say now we're black side over here, and I've got a fully charged up Baron. He attempts to do the double kick to get Crank out of range, so Crank can't even attack him next turn. But unfortunately, what happens with pushes and pulls is once you collide with a charge-up square, you will stop on that square. You will not keep going past it. So be aware, if Crank is here and you're here and you try and double knockback him with your 5 ability, it will not push him off the edge. He'll stop on this square. Now what you can do is attack him twice with your regular, if you're in this position, with your regular knockback, knock him back to here, and once he's already on that square, use the second one to push him all the way off. But, for example, if you were all the way over here and you couldn't quite reach that square, there's just no way to knock him off, because even if you use the 5 Aether, he goes and stops. Same thing if you have a Butcher, they have a Baron, and you attempt to pull him to his death, he's going to pull, stop on the healing, and actually take the 2 damage, but then be healed. Similar situation without the healing would be here. You attempt to pull the Baron over to hit him. He stops right there. Even if you attempt to pull again, he's going to stop at the next one over. So they always, whenever you push or pull, a character will stop and not move past one of these squares. Just be aware of that, and hopefully that clears up a lot of your misconceptions. If there's any problem still, if there's anything that you guys want to know about this, I'll test it out in game for you and I'll get back to you. But that's how pushes and pulls work.